Well, hello there. I'm Annie Sullivan, Helen Keller's teacher. Well, anyways, I want to tell you a little bit about how I became Helen Keller's teacher. And that's a story all by itself. But I also want to tell you a few facts about myself because I feel if you understand me, her teacher, then you'll understand my very famous student, Helen Keller. Now, I was born on April the 14th, 1866. I was basically born a nobody, just a poor Irish pauper. As a matter of fact, I would have remained a nobody had I not become Helen Keller's teacher. Now, but I'm here today in particular because I want to tell you about the day that I met Helen Keller, and that was March the 3rd, 1887. And Helen said upon meeting me, her teacher, she said that was the day of her soul's birthday. The day of her soul's birthday, the day that she met her teacher. Now, the truth of this matter is not what I tell you about it, but the truth of that matter is what you divine about it. Now, let me tell you a little bit about my student Helen and how she came to see that day in our time together as the day of her soul's birthday. Well, once I got out of Tewksbury and went to the Perkins, well, I finally learned to read and write. And once it was time for me to make my way in the world, well, I went on to become Helen Keller's teacher. But this was before I met the girl, right? So I take this train from the north of the United States down to the south, where we had just come over through the war, the Great Civil War. And when I get down there, who should I encounter? With this wild child hellion of a thing that you never could imagine. And if I was Miss Spitfire, oh, she was Miss Volcano. She was fierce, explosive, passionate, reeling over everything in her midst. See, she had an illness when she was 3 years old, and she had lost her sight and her hearing. And so all her thoughts were trapped inside of her body. But having been in my own terrible situation, I knew that somewhere deep inside lurked the wee thing herself, and my work, and this is that idea of the soul's birthday again, my work as her teacher was to find the key to access so that she should have voice, to be able to share her ideas. Well, I won't tell you that she learned it all overnight, but I just kept signing into her fingers, W-A-T-E, and spelling out words everywhere we went. And finally, one day by the well, when she thought she was going to have a drink of that water, I just signed into her fingers over and over, and then finally she signed back to me. And that was the day that the key turned in the door. That was the day where we found an access to her mind, to her ability to communicate. And what a momentous day that was, because Helen Keller, once she had voice, spoke on behalf of others and made the world a much better place, not just for the deaf and the blind, but really holding up that idea that we all have an interior, a special self in her entire life. That was her message, that we all should have a soul's birthday.